Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about, as you can already tell, my eyebrow waxing video. It's mainly how I personally do it. I'm trying to speak super duper loud because my husband's watching football in the living room and it's absolute madness every single time the freaking Falcons play. So if you guys want to see how I wax my eyebrows and how I shape them and do all that jazz, and please continue watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my other social media platforms, which will be linked down in the description bar. I think I'm going to switch up the names. I'm not really too sure what's going on, but yeah, stay tuned, watch the video, wax some brows, yeah. The items that you'll need: all-purpose honey, yeah, and you can use whatever type you like. I use Gigi's. And I also use the petite applicators, which is really good. They're about, let me take one out to show you the actual size. You don't want to use the extra big ones because you can't really get into the nook and the cranny of your, your eyebrow shape. They also do have the round pointed ones, which I think those ones might work better, but I'm currently just using this kind, which I like. And then I also have the actual waxing strip. I got them all in a pack like this. Let me take one out, and it's this big. I honestly use one per session, so a 100 comes in this pack. So imagine you spend $8 or $10 on this, and it'll last you a year or more, a lot longer than a year. Last you several years. And so I normally just cut this into little strips. And then I use it on my eyebrow and when I wax my lip area. And then the warmer that I use is also by Gigi. It's just regular warmer. I had the one that came with the in a set and everything like that, but so much wax got into it that I had to get another one. It gets so messy. This one, I like it, but I kind of don't, because on the other one that I had, you can set to high, low. And this one is just one temp, and it's super duper high. So if you don't watch it, the wax will warm up in like 10 minutes. And you will just be stuck with really hot wax, and you have to blow on it and everything like that. So I did fill in my brows, but this is the finished product, Look what you got. Please stay tuned if you guys want to learn how to wax them brows. And yeah. So before I get started with everything, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that I am not a licensed professional. I'm just someone who does my brow on a regular basis, and so I just wanted to share how I do my brows with you all. So first off, as you can tell, I'm just filling in my brows. They do not have to be perfect, but it's just an outline. I like my brows really thin with a high arch. Everyone is different. So if you like yours more square, then you just line it up that way. You can use any brow product you like just to darken up your brow. And these are the strips that I cut them into little pieces so I can use on my brows. I swear there's always something in my eye. Okay, when you start waxing, you want to be very, very careful. It looks like I'm not being careful just because I put it in fast forward or motion just so this video is not 3 hours long. However, I do take my time just because wax in the wrong place and you rip it off and you think it's somewhere when it's not, and the next thing you know, half your brow is gone. So just be careful. When you place the wax on your brows and you're going to, take off the waxing strip, just make sure that you apply pressure in the direction that your hair grows, and then pull it in the opposite direction of which your hair grows, if that makes any sense. So if my hair goes back, I'm going to apply the wax back. I'm going to put the strip, apply pressure going back. However, when I pull it, I'm going to tug on my skin just so I can have some tension, and then rip off the strip like I'm about to do in the opposite direction. One thing that I did forget to mention is please make sure that the wax that you are using is not scorching hot. You want, when you swirl your stick around in the waxing can, you want to make sure that the wax is still stretchy. If you swirl it around, I don't really know how else to explain this. If you swirl it around the waxing can and you take the stick out and it's like dripping like water, basically, it's way too hot. You will burn your skin. Do not use it. You have to wait until it's more of a stretchier consistency It's a little bit cooler. I mean, you still have to blow on it just to be sure, and it's too easy to rip your skin. So please just be careful. And if you have extra wax left over, like little spots or whatever, you can just use the same waxing strip that you used before and just kind of just dab it everywhere to get most of the waxing strip or wax off. If not, there are, I think, like an oily product that helps you just remove everything. So now I'm moving on to the top part of my brow. This is not everyone's cup of tea. If you don't feel comfortable doing the top part of your brow, which is understandable, you can always just use tweezers. And actually, if you don't want to wax period, you can always just use tweezers. However, just make sure you have an outline as for how you want your brows to look, so it will be easier and it will look better, and you'll come out with the results that you actually want, as opposed to you just freehanding the tweezers and you've never done it before, and then next thing you know, once again, half your brow is missing, or the front part of your brow is so much thicker than the end, which I've seen plenty of times. So all in all, just be careful on what you guys are doing. I am going to wax my mustache area. With this area, you always want to be careful because it's very, very sensitive. Littlest amount of, if the wax is way too hot, or even not even way too hot, just a little bit too hot, I have, cut myself, I guess. It just burned a little bit, nothing too serious. You want to make sure, especially with this area, you do not put too much wax, because when you just put a thin layer of wax. Never put too thick of an area because it's so hard, and as you see there, it's so hard to take it off because it just peeled it and didn't really do much. So now I'm just going to go into filling in my brows. It's pretty basic. I just wanted to show you guys mainly the end result. My brows are more like cousins. On best days, they're sisters, but oftentimes they're cousins, and I like it like that. So it's all up to you and your personal preference. And I'm gonna just fill my brows using the Wet n Wild brush and the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. I think that's a little bit too dark for me. However, I feel like maybe the other shades might be a little bit too light. However, let me know in the comments down below, like, what you guys think. If you think that I should probably try a lighter color, I've been thinking about that, but I'm just like too shit to do it. So one way that I do make sure that my brows are at least look even. I like for my brows to look arched but uber long, and I measure it by my nose and then the arch and then the tip. And I clean up my brows always. I only do the bottom, I never do the top, using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in a really small e.l.f. brush. I've had this brush for years. It's falling apart. And I go in with the contour brush just because it's really thick and it's easier to blend out the concealer. You never want to not blend out your concealer. My husband told me one time, why do I have a halo on my eyebrow? And after that day, I've always blended out my concealer really, really, really well. So just make sure you take your time with your brows. It's one thing most people often notice. So if you're doing your makeup, you're first getting into makeup, I feel like you should really just master the art of your brows, because you can always just throw on your brows and leave and not, do too much. And I really do hope you guys enjoy this video. I tried my hardest. Comment, let me know what you guys think. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to like, comment. Please give me your comments. Please share your thoughts.